Good afternoon, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, I send you love. So, I wanted to first, there is a verse in the Bible, if I can find it. I believe it is in Exodus 17, 1 through 7, and I'm just going to read verse 6. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And also excuse me for clearing my throat during this video. As you can tell, I am clearing. So let's go ahead, and I want to tell you why I'm reading this. And I find it fascinating the way that a message can come through, and how much growth I have done to truly understand these messages. I remember early on in my process, I was getting so much, and honestly, when we are growing and things are coming to us, we are just opening up to, of course, the cosmos, and taking in this type of information. And what is really taking place is that, Source, the universe, is trying to give you information to see if you can figure it out. Figure out your messages and make sense of it. So you may come to a point where it's a sensory overload, kind of. So much is coming in, and you can't stop it. Also, learn to ground more if that is the case for yourself. And if you don't know what grounding means, yes, it does mean still visualizing roots that stem into the ground. But grounding means healing. True grounding means healing. And so, let's go and explain what this means. This is first I saw. I hope you guys don't mind me sharing my actual vision. I know it might be a little weird, of course, but it's my interpretation from how I have grown by, of course, using parts of the Bible where God has guided me towards, and of course other origins throughout this world, and of course those things that have not been revealed by Source until you are ready for that information. So I ended up seeing a cake. It was in the shape of like a bread loaf, and it was also turquoise. And it was being sliced by someone. They sliced it 3 times. They stopped, took their hand, grabbed out some of the substance on the inside of the cake, allowed it to crumble. A little bit crumbled. Some was placed in their hand and shown, and then they put it back down into where the cake was. And then I saw a bucket of rocks, and it was a child who was about to dump it out onto the ground. As they were attempting to dump the rocks out onto the ground, the rocks turned immediately to flowing water. Not too fast, not too slow, a flow of water. And so I'm going to explain this. as best as I possibly can. When you have a cake, in order to have a cake, you have ingredients. You must have the flour, you have the butter, you have sugar, you have vanilla, whatever it is, water, to add to the cake in order to make it look the way that it's supposed to. You need, in other words, substance. Those ingredients, when added together, create matter, create form. The bucket of rocks and when Jesus was telling Moses to take his staff and hit the rocks, and water shall flow, and everyone can drink of it. Symbolism, of course, where when you take in substance, the rock who is of Christ, the rock is Christ, that stone, that foundation, the information that is going to give you life, it will turn to water. Water is spirit. We have been transforming matter into the spirit form. Especially what has been taking place from 12/21 now, even further on now as we move into the new year of 2021, not Happy New Year Day, but as we continue moving into 2021. So don't think this is an overnight process, but this is taking place, and it's taking place at a faster pace. So don't think in terms of time frames here. Learn to go with the flow of water down a creek bed, and allow the things that you are picking up in your life, the ingredients, the substance, that is going to teach you and help you transform yourself from matter. You are a human person who is visible in all of its form, but now you are transforming yourself into living waters, or spirit, or light body. Now also what I ended up seeing, which, I tell you what, it was, I think it was the day after 12/21, when I ended up seeing, because I kind of missed seeing where I am currently at. They are kind of far off compared because of the trees that we have here in the back of the field. And so I was able to see them, but not to the extent that many others were or have had with their experience. And so I wasn't really too focused on seeing it, because the vision that God gives me about what it is far more beautiful inside. I appreciate every single thing that I see within this reality, and I believe and I know that it's all beautiful. I believe and I know everything is a miracle. But how I feel and what I know from on the inside about what the truth is more magnificent and beautiful on the inside. So I will, enjoy things when I am able to, within my reality is what I'm trying to say, but I don't make a big deal if I am unable to take the time outside. Because, for the most part, we got lucky to be able to see it 12/21 and 12/22 still, and probably tonight a little bit. They're not as close, of course, but they're still visible. Because the day before, on 12/20, and it has been raining. It was raining for almost a week where I am. And I could have sworn it was just going to stay that way. But it cleared up. 12:21, it was sunny and beautiful. The sky was clear. And so anyway, I'm kind of rambling here. So the next day, as God was telling me how the planets, the Saturn and Jupiter, lined up. And in my vision, I was standing there. And as I was moving forward, they began to separate. And so I had to back up a little bit. And they united again. And so I took my pictures. And then as I began to walk closer to them again, all of the planets were lined up. And again, they were so close to me, I could have put my hand out and been connected with the planets. And I already made this video this morning, but as I was out doing my errands, on my way back home, I was like, oh my goodness. I just made a connection as to the planetary lineup. And that's why here I am again. I'm remaking it. Now, when we learn the energy associated with the planets, we are also learning about the energy, the emotions, and the elements that are associated with our chakras. Every planet works with our chakra system, and when they are in a alignment with each other, the chakras, the planets, that's when you make your connections, and that's when you transform yourself from matter to spirit. And I am condensing this explanation because I have a lot to do today. So, you probably are more than likely, whether or not you receive through visions and are connected with your guides yet, just know that you are receiving. When you are resting, you are also receiving messages. When you are dreaming, you are receiving messages. You are receiving codes almost continuously to help you upgrade. And that's why it's so important for you in your waking moments to kind of slow down. Listen to how you are feeling. Listen to your heart speak. Listen to the thoughts that are creeping up in your mind. Are they in alignment with yourself, with your highest self, with your highest good? Are you also feeling those emotions that creep up on you? Are you making the right choices for your life? Not what others think for your life, not what you think others want for your life, for your own life. I went out and did some errands today. And of course, I really didn't want to go, but I forgot some things at the store and I had to go do some things. And I felt creepy. Now, these are places that I have always felt good at. And I specifically go to only the places that I get a good vibe from. And if I walk into a store and I don't feel it, I walk back out. And so today, even within my normal stores, I felt this eeriness. It was off. And so I immediately came back home. And you may be experiencing all of this as well. The energies are changing people or are attempting to, and a lot of people don't understand what is actually occurring within them. When we don't understand what's occurring, we have a tendency to lash out or misinterpret information, and it becomes a negative thing. Because think about it, even if, like for myself, I know, for the most part, energy is coming in. Something is trying to work within me. Yet I still have times when I am anxious, or I am feeling angry, like I have been which has moved on, for about a week. I felt anger there, you know. So when we who are already in that awareness still have the tendency to still feel off, what do you think others are doing who don't know? Because remember, back in your day there, when you were in that unknowingness, when you were still stuck under the veil, you were in that illusion. Remember how complicated your life was before. So just give compassion as often as you can. It clears the way, but also listen to yourself when you are in a situation where you feel a little off. Listen to yourself and also step away as best as you can. Because when two people who are not understanding each other or giving compassion are in the same room and aren't giving themselves space, things can go sour. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.